Hello, BookTube. This is Mike Frost, the postmodern poetry prognosticator, coming with something a little different today. Today, January 19th, is Edgar Allan Poe's birthday. So it always brings me back to Edgar Allan Poe, one of my favorite poets. I thought I would share with you just one poem from him, Annabel Lee. To me, it is like the Raven, a quintessentially Edgar Allan Poe poem, and it's one of my favorites. I'm going to read it out of this old anthology. Some of you that watch my videos will know where that old anthology comes from and how I've carried it around the world with me. So it's always a great pleasure on Edgar Allan Poe's birthday to pull out some of his poetry and reread it again. Annabel Lee is one of my favorites. So Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and to be loved by me. She was a child and I was a child in this kingdom by the sea, but we loved with a love that was more than a love, I and my Annabel Lee, with a love that the winged seraphs in heaven coveted her and me. And this is the reason that long ago in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud by night, chilling my Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut her up in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, that is the reason, as all men know in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of a cloud, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, and many far wiser than we. And neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea could ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee, and the stars never rise but I see the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so all the night tide I lied down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. One of my favorite poems by Edgar Allan Poe. And one of my favorite quotes by Edgar Allan Poe, and I'm not really sure where he said this, but I do remember it from my readings, that he once said that poetry, unlike science, should bring one a indefinite rather than a definite pleasure. There should be something about poetry that leaves us moved, but not being able to put our finger on exactly why. Unlike science, it's not definitive and not definite of why this thing does this or that. Poetry should have some mystery to it. And there's no better example of that than Edgar Allan Poe. So on this January 19th birthday of Edgar Allan Poe, I leave you, BookTube, with Annabel Lee. Have a great day, BookTube.